Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for sticking around. So today I'm going to be making a simple dress for my daughter with a bow and a bow tail in front. Because Sunday is Thanksgiving in church, we are going to be wearing white, and it also doubles as my son's birthday. So we are going to be wearing white to church. And I just realized she doesn't have a white dress, so I decided to make one for her. So for this dress, we are going to be taking the length to be 22, 1 inch. It's actually 21. Then the 1 inch allowance is for sewing allowance. Then the line at the top of this fabric is going to be serving as our measurement line or shoulder line. So that's me marking out the gown length. And then the next thing I did was to proceed to mark out the shoulder measurement. Her shoulder divided by 2, her 5 inches, sorry. And then after taking the 5 inches measurement, I went ahead to take the the armhole measurement, which is 5 inches also. And then I went on to join the lines. Then the next measurement is a neck width measurement. We're taking about 2 inches. And then for the neck depth, I'm taking 3 inches. Then after that, I went on to draw the curve. And then I also went on to take ½ inches from the shoulder for the shoulder slope. I took out ½ inches, and then I also curved the armhole measurement. And then for her chest divided by 4, I added ½ inch allowance for ease, then 1 inch allowance for sewing allowance. Then for the down part, I took out 9 inches. Then I went on to join the line from the armhole to the bottom of the gown. Then I also went on to take out a little, about 1 inch, just so the gown would look good. Then I proceeded to cutting out all the excess fabric. Then for this gown, I'm not going to be taking out the ½ inch for the front armhole, just going to be cutting everything the same. Then I went on to cut the front neck measurement. Then for the back, I'm taking out 2 inches because I'm going to cut the back open. I'm also going to be adding a loop for button. So I curved that, cut it out. Then I went on to cut out the back. To open the back, I took 3 inches. Sorry, 2.5 inches. Yeah, 2.5 inches. I measured 2.5 inches, then cut it open because I'm going to be attaching a button. This is going to help the dress pass through her head properly with ease. Now that I'm done, I'm going to go ahead to cut the lining. In this case, I'm going to be cutting the lining to be long because the fabric is really light. So I would want the lining to be long. So this is me trying to cut the front lining. And after cutting this front lining, I would also go ahead to cut the back lining. Remember, the lining has to be shorter than the main fabric, but everything would remain the same in this case. Now I am done cutting the back and front lining. So for us to cut the bow, I went on to place my fabric on the piece of fabric already, making sure that the center front align with the fabric on the table. Then I took out 2 inches from the top of the fabric. That's the fabric on the table. I took out 2 inches. Then from that 2 inches, I went down to mark 8 inches. Meaning I'm cutting about 6 inches because from 2 to 8 is 6, as you can see. I repeated the same thing for the side. I'm using the fabric on the table as my main for the main measurement. Yes, not the. I'm taking out 2 inches there. Then from that 2 inches to 8 inches, and then I'll go ahead to add 1 inch for sewing allowance. That will make it 9 inches. I went back to add 1 inch there. Then I'll go ahead to cut it out. The bow starts from I think the middle of the armhole, so I'll just cut it. So I'm joining the line for the 9 inches from the other side to the side, and then I'm going ahead to cut out that. Like I said earlier, we're going to be cutting half of the armhole, as you can see. So we'll cut that out. Taking out the upper part. So I'll proceed to cut another one because we need to. And that's what we have. Then for the bow tail, I already have these 4 pieces of fabric. I cut it like the bow tail already. So I'm going to go ahead to join the sides together and then bring them out. Now back to the bow. I'm going to add a stay to this fabric because the fabric is light, just to help the bow to have a little bit of firmness. I'm going to iron a stay and then add to it. Now I'm done adding the a stay on one side. So I'll go ahead to place the second piece to it with the front sides facing each other. I'll sew only the top and the bottom, leaving the armhole and the sides open. Only the top and the bottom. Then for the bottom, I'll leave a little space. Now I'm done with that. I went on to iron it. So for the bow tail, this is what we have. I'm going to join the sides. I'm done joining the sides. And I also went on to iron. Now this is the result. So I went on to get the bow, to pick the bow, fold it like you make your normal bow, and then wrap it up with this piece, with a piece of fabric, just like so, and then seal up that fabric. After doing that, I went to get the front, the main piece of fabric, then join the shoulder of the front to the back. I did the same thing with the lining, and now I'm going to be placing the lining on the main fabric with the right sides facing each other. I'll go ahead to sew around the neck. I'll also sew down the back opening. Then I'll attach a loop for button. I'm done sewing. This is it. So the next thing is to attach our bow to the dress. So to attach this bow, we'll first of all attach the bow tail to it. So it's just for you to pick up your bow and then add it to the side of that piece of fabric that you used to wrap the bow, the back side of it. Don't keep the bow straight, the bow tail straight. Slant it so it will give you that slant pattern, just like so. I'm done attaching it. This is the front now. I'll just go ahead and place it on my fabric. Remember, I haven't sewn around the armhole yet. and you're placing this on the front side of the fabric. But before you begin to sew, you may want to use your pin to hold the bow and the fabric in place to help you sew. Now I'm done holding them in place. I'll just go ahead to use my bias to pipe round the armhole. I'm done. This is the result. So the next thing is to go ahead to hem the down part of the fabric of the gown, both for both the lining and the main fabric. Now I'm done doing that. This is what it looks like. I also went on to iron it. Then the next thing is to flip the gown to the back side and join the sides. I'm done. This is the result. So this is what the gown looks like. I also went on to attach a button. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you would like to see what this dress looks like on my daughter, please kindly comment. Thanks. Bye.